About a half a year ago, my partner and I decided to pack up our life in New York City and move to the Hudson Valley. It's somewhat of a homecoming for me, considering I grew up in Westchester, but I never lived along the Hudson River, and it's been better than I could have imagined. There is so much peace and calm in this part of New York. I get to wake up and hike around a farm and still make it into the city for my 10 a.m. meeting. Being surrounded by nature has allowed me to slow down and regulate my nervous system again, and I can hear my own thoughts again, and for the first time in a long time, they're actually positive ones. I wanted to take a moment and talk about why I moved to the Hudson Valley, what I think is so great about it, and maybe persuade one or two nature girlies who, like myself, are still career-driven hustlers to move out here as well. Welcome back to the vlog. I figured I'd do something a little extra special today and talk about why I moved to the Hudson Valley and why everybody should move to the Hudson Valley. Everybody say hi to my dog. Thank you very much. Yeah, I've been living here for the last, I want to say 7 months now, and I love it. For those of you who don't know, I am originally from New York. I'm from Westchester and moved to Brooklyn for 5 years. And decided to come back, albeit into a new town. I didn't live along the Hudson Valley when I grew up here, and I really just wanted to be back in like the calm, peace, nature. Honestly, being here made me realize how many people don't really know much about the Hudson Valley, or they think like, oh, if you're gonna live on the Hudson, you're gonna live like way up in like, there is like a town called Hudson, or like you have to be in Beacon, and that's so far. Hudson Valley is really anything starting like Yonkers, I think, up. And Yonkers is like 30 minutes on the express train into Grand Central. It's like 10 minutes into the Bronx. So yeah, I figured today I would talk about all the great things about Hudson Valley, why I love it here and why I moved here, and also just if you love New York but like find New York City toxic, or it's just a little bit too much, but you still like want to be in New York, why Hudson Valley might be for you. So I feel like to explain why I love it here so much, I have to explain my background a little bit. I'm half Japanese, half Austrian, and I grew up in Westchester. My parents are both people who love like both city and nature, and for them, like Westchester just made the most sense. I think like my dad being from Austria, he loves nature and mountains and hikes and greenery, and my mom being Japanese needs Japanese grocery stores. That's really it. And hi baby. No other like place in the world really has as many Japanese resources as like New York, maybe LA, Hawaii, obviously, and Hawaii is where they live now. But I feel like such an essential part of like us growing up was having access to our cultures. Fini, are you licking my lotion? You little lotion thief. Right, so I grew up with like having space, having nature, and then having the city just like 30 minutes away from my home, which was such a wonderful childhood. Now that I look back at it, I really had the best of both worlds. And whenever I did go back to our home, I lived in Scarsdale. I'm just laid out there because the house doesn't exist anymore. Whenever I did go back to Scarsdale and like stayed with my parents, I was like, oh, this is why I grew up so peacefully, and this is why I grew up so like regulated. Does that make sense? Like I didn't grow up feeling like stressed, and it's because I would step into our backyard and have all this nature. We like lived really in like a hub of trees, and that was amazing for me. So living in Brooklyn for 5 years in my 20s is so fun. Like I always wanted to live in the city. That's kind of something that you do growing up in Scarsdale. You grow up there, move to the city, and then probably come back. So I'm just a cliche, to be honest. As much as I love the city, like I really had so much fun. I feel like I explored every single corner, every single street. I went to the city a lot growing up, so it wasn't like I moved to New York City and it was all new to me. Like no, like it was always there, and I just kind of wanted to be closer. I will say like after 5 years and entering my 30s, it was just not me, you know, like it wasn't. I'm somebody who loves to hike. I love nature. I love to be quiet. I don't want to be out every Friday, Saturday. I don't need to be like, I've never been somebody who has FOMO. Like I don't need to be a part of everything. And the city is so fast paced. There's so many events. There's so much going on that you kind of almost have to be. And even on the days that I like stayed home and journaled, and I would usually keep the Sundays to myself, it still felt like so much is like attacking my nervous system. I lived right by a train station. So the train is going in and out every single like 2-3 minutes. I lived right by a park. So there's park noise. Like it's inescapable in New York City. And yeah, it was just not for me anymore. So we moved to the Hudson Valley, my partner, I, and my dog. And it's honestly been the best decision ever, because for me, it takes about, if I get the express train, the city is like 40 minutes away into Grand Central. The train goes along the water. It's a beautiful ride. It's super calming to the nervous system. I have the Hudson River on one side and then this expansive forest on the other. I can go see farm animals at like 9 a.m. and then be in the city at like 12 p.m. And I can go to the city 5 days a week if I wanted to. I can go no days a week. And it's just been so lovely. I have to say I've loved it a lot more than I thought I would. There's just so many perks to living in the Hudson Valley. And I feel like a lot of people that want to live in New York think it's either the city or bumfuck nowhere, and it's not. There's this little hub in between. I love where I live now so much more than I loved Scarsdale. I didn't even like Scarsdale, to be honest. But if you know, you know. That place is something else. It's been great for Finn. We do go on a lot of hikes together. It's not even like a hike, but it's like I drive 5 minutes and I'm in the forest and I can be there for 40 minutes and then come back and then start working. It's like nice to have the best of both worlds. Like, you can have the city, you can be a part of the action, you can be out until 2 a.m. if you want to be, and still come home to this peace and quiet. And I think anybody who's entering their 30s can understand. Like, I don't need to talk about all the shit that is in the city, and you just get tired of it at some point, and you're like, why am I paying so much money to live next to the homeless man? You know? And no shame to the homeless man. I was honestly buddies with the one that lived in my building. Like, I fed him and like we were on a first name basis. So like, no shame. It's a vibe. I'm just like, but if you think about it, it is kind of weird that you're paying so much money. It's like, it's just a different world, New York City. And again, no shame. And the people who love it there and they're like, I'm New York tough. Kudos to you. You can have that title. It is all yours. It's not me. And I don't need to be. I don't want to be. My mornings start here so beautifully, so slowly. I have no rush to be anywhere. I don't need to meet nobody. I don't need to get anywhere. It is so calm. And when I do go to the city, I'm just like, this is nice, but I don't need it anymore. I don't want to go live in the center of the chaos anymore. I will say the winter is pretty harsh here. Like, on one hand, it's not so dirty the way the city is. So like the snow will really like pile and it's like a true winter wonderland. But on the other hand, it is long and cold and there's nothing really to do here. Towns really come alive in the summer. That's when you can hike and like do water activities and sit outside at a bar. And there's so many like Riverside bars you can just sit along the Hudson River and have a cocktail. And that's really what the Hudson life is good for. It's like I can go from one town to another town through the forest, which is so cool. Like, that's my dream. That is like the closest thing to like going hiking in Austria, passing by the cows, going to the Hütte and having, food and then coming back. Like, I feel like I'm really living that life. And then I can still go to Daido and get my Japanese groceries. I feel like I really get to live a life that feels true to me here, and that's pretty amazing. There's things in New York that you can really only get here for a multicultural person that's just really rewarding, and I don't want to take it for granted that I can go to like the German beer garden at 1 and then the Japanese supermarket at 2. Like, that is truly New York and what I love about living here. Okay, I feel like I went on a bit of a rant. If you've noticed, my hair is looking a little bit like Hagrid. It is super humid today and I just turned on the AC, hence why I'm wearing a sweater. But my hair, I tried to tame it, but she's looking a little poofy. Okay, I figured the rest of this vlog, I'm just gonna show you. I'm gonna show you the Hudson Valley and you can decide for yourself if you like it, if you wanna move here. I think it's great. It's not as crowded as the city. It's not as dirty as the city, and there's so much to offer. So this vlog will take you through life on the Hudson Valley. actually gonna head out right away again. I'm meeting some high school friends for a late lunch, early dinner, like 4 o'clock-ish. But it is all the way in Stamford and it's about like a hour drive from where I live, so I need to leave now, especially because I'm driving stick and I need to give myself some extra time. But yeah, I'm not changing, just going as I just did from the forest. I just rebraided my hair. Let's go get food in Stamford.
In the lot behind, I forgot about it. They made it chaotic over there then.